This is street radio for unsung hero. Riding in the Rego, trying to stay legal. My daughter found Nemo, I found a new primo. Yeah, you know how we do it for the people.
You're listening to Doma T, The Prophecy.
Where we talk everything from religion, hip-hop, politics, relationships, basically everything that affects our consciousness, y'all.
You have to know what you want in life. You have to begin with the end in mind. The reason that most people don't have what they want is because they don't know what that is. And I'm going to make the money you should be making because you're afraid to get it.
What's up, everybody? This is Hill Harper, and you're listening to Doma T, The Prophecy. Check it out.
Right here I have with me Walter Allen Scott. What's going on?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. Hey, I was when I met you, I said Walter Allen Scott. Anybody with 3 first names is about his business. It's a given. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Well, we'll go back to my 3 first names. Actually, my mother gave me that name, and 3 first names. I've been told once before by a young lady that she wouldn't date me because I had 3 first names, and someone who had 3 first names was normally a serial killer, and I'm far from that.
That's what she said?
That's what she said.
Come on. Tell Shorty name one serial killer with 3 first names. Jeffrey Dahmer. Dahmer is not a first name. Ted Bundy. Bundy is not. Yeah, she was crazy. She probably was a serial killer.
Well, yeah, I think she was talking about John Wayne Gacy, but Gacy's not a.
Gacy.
That's not a first name.
Yeah.
But anyway,
but yeah, I bet they lined it up now, man. What's what it is you got? What it is you got going on? So, how did you get into writing first, and what were you doing prior to writing? And is that your main vocation?
Well, actually, I got into writing. Writing is something I wanted to do for a long time. It was something that was on my mind to do. Actually, I had been a professional barber for over 14 years. I've been a barber. I've been an instructor in Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland, and I've had a lot of people used to come to my shop and used to just, I don't think they necessarily came to me because of my haircuts. I think they came to me to listen to my content of speech. And I've had so many people used to tell me, you should write a book. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't think that I had what it took to write a book. But actually, I had a young man that came in one time, and he just told me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record what you say. Mm-hmm. For 2 weeks, I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to make the money you should be making because you're afraid to get it.
That's powerful right there. So is that what made you write the book, or did you let him go ahead and record you?
No, you know what it was is I had some things in life happened, and I got to a point where I decided, you know what, why not? Right now would be the best time for me to do that, and I just took the time out and made it happen.
Now, when did you write your first book?
Oh, I started around this time last year, June of last year.
Congratulations!
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, how long did it take you? You know, there's so many people who have this have goals like that, right? Lofty goals, but achievable goals. So I ask, how long did it take them to write it out of a sense of once you sat down, buckled down, and said that I'm going to get this done, how long did it take you to synthesize your ideas, and how did you keep a track of your progress and make it happen?
Good question. For me, it took me approximately about 3 months from start to finish to write my book.
That's quick.
Primarily, it was an easy write for me because I wrote primarily about myself and things that I've had and things that happened over a time span for me in my life. So writing it wasn't an issue. My biggest challenge was the cash flow. The blank page was never a problem. Mine was just actually coming up with the capital in order to put the book out in the first place.
Now, what's it about?
Yes, my book is called The Meeting Place.
It's called The Meeting Place. I was talking to a sister the other day. It was funny because you would think with the movie Barbershop, well, I guess they thought it was just a movie, but you would think with the movie Barbershop that people will understand how involved those arguments in the barbershop can be. You know what I mean? It's a movie, yeah, but I mean, that's really what it's like in the shop. And she said she went, she got a son, 24, my age. She got a son and she took him to the barbershop and just sat around and was like, I did not know that y'all get that deep in that. And I'm like, well, when you create an avenue where your thoughts are accepted and appreciated, you're going to voice them. You know what I mean? What is it about, that dialogue that you were able to pull from to put this book together? And is that kind of what the book is about?
That's pretty much what the book is about. The book is about primarily being who you are wherever you are. And as far as barbershops are concerned, barbershops are a movement. Pretty much it's a place where young men can go and get the knowledge that they need when they have an absentee father. A lot of times you have a lot of men who will drop knowledge and wisdom beyond something that you couldn't even imagine. A lot of times young men need that. it's hard sometimes for men to really express themselves, but in the barbershop, it kind of illuminates, it kind of lightens up, and a lot of times it's hidden behind sports comments, things about females. Because the biggest two conversations that you'll hear in the barbershop, one is sports and the second women. Is women.
Yep.
But for a young man could come in, he can hear what's going on. But a lot of times you have a lot of seasoned barbers, seasoned vets. They'll come in and just drop knowledge on these young kids who need that. Because there's so many young men out here growing up without a father, and they just need somebody that's going to talk to them and speak into their lives and tell them what it is they need to hear. These are 6 characters, and they're from people in my life that I had the joy to actually know. I actually put together a few people and I made them characters, and what it is, I just took a period of a time of my life and I just put it down on paper.
Well, it's called A Meeting Place. I want y'all to grab it. Walter Allen Scott. You're going to see the link to Amazon, but I want you to say something really quick, a statement to anyone who has something that they want to do, accomplish, and get done, and that having, to make the analogy, having trouble putting the pen to the paper. How did you make that transition? How did you make it happen? And how do you stay encouraged to a certain degree throughout that process of, if it means quitting a conventional job, if it means putting more time into something and taking time from something else? How do you?
For me, it was all about focus. Really what it came down to is knowing what it was I wanted to write about. A lot of times, the best thing is to write about something that you know. I didn't have to research me. I've known myself for a long time. And what it took for me is just to just sit down and write it out. There was a story. I had to start with something that I wanted to read. It wasn't about what everyone else wanted to read. It's what I wanted to read. And I felt that what I wrote is interesting not only to myself, but will be for everyone else. But I feel what it comes down to with anything is that you have to know what you want in life. You have to begin with the end in mind. You have to get to a point where you decide, this is what I want. I feel the reason that most people don't have what they want is because they don't know what that is. Mm. The best way to find out what you don't want, in my opinion, is to think about what you don't want, and the opposite of that is what you do want, and you should go after it.
What I love about what you said is I don't have to research myself. I know myself very well. And when we get to know ourselves well, you know what you can do. And once you know what you can do, the options are endless because we normally short sell ourselves. Walter Allen Scott, man, A Meeting Place.
Yeah, so you can actually go to my website, which is my name is walterallenscott.com.